This is round 2 of the Gambito Open in San Diego, their weekly tournament. I'm on my road to 2200. It's getting further away every day, and I'm on my road to getting to play in all 50 states. That's getting closer. I'm getting closer to that. San Diego, California is my 10th state, and in this round, I'm playing against Dionisio Aldama. He is an older gentleman, probably over 55, probably over 60. Really nice guy. And yeah, he mopped the floor with me. So he played B3, the Nimzo Larson attack, and I played D5, just controlling the center. I put my other pawn in the center, and then I put my knight out. So I'm playing very principled, and he's playing very principled, very normal moves. He plays knight f3, I play G6. And now he plays C4. And already I'm very unfamiliar, and I think for, maybe 3 minutes or something like that on this move. The time control is game in 45 with a delay of 5 seconds per move. Also, I'm going to put this game through game review on chess.com at the end of this video. So this whole video is going to be without the engine. And yeah, and I realized that if you play this move 2 moves later, for example, if you play bishop e2, bishop g7, castles, and now c4, now I have a move like d4. Because after pawn takes, I go knight h5, try to get my knight to f4, pinning the pawn to white's bishop, and this is totally fine. I know about this concept. But now with c4, at this moment, I'm like, oh, I can't do that for obvious reasons, because d4 just takes, and there's no pin. There's no pin along this diagonal. And I was like, okay, what am I supposed to do? If I'm not supposed to go d4, I can't go bishop g7 because then he takes. And after here, I mean, this is probably fine, but like, why? Why am I doing it? Maybe I could have done that. Maybe I could have, because I mean, it would have transposed in something very similar with this, so maybe it is actually okay, but it looks too ridiculous for me to do, to put my queen out in the center like that, to get attacked by his bishop or his knight. And so I just took on c4. I was kind of expecting to take back with the pawn, because now you have the center majority, the 3 center pawns, while black only has 2, and so you're going to just like slowly expand in the center. But maybe he didn't like to have a b file, or maybe just stylistic choice, he just took back to give his bishop scope on f7 and to develop his pieces. That seems perfectly normal and good too. I went bishop b7, we both castle, and now he plays knight c3. I play b6 with the idea of going bishop b7. I didn't have to do this. I could have gone knight c6. That might be better. But there's also nothing wrong with b6, or there shouldn't be anything wrong with b6. But yeah, I screw up. Oh, this move is the blunder. He plays d4, which is very principled. I move this flank pawn. Like, okay, we'll just take control of the center. So I take on d4. He takes back with the queen. And I decided, like, I could take. And after, knight takes, I go, bishop here. And the game goes on. Maybe I go knight c3, maybe I go knight d7, and I put my rooks in the center, and life goes on. Like, there's nothing wrong with this approach. Nothing's wrong with it at all. If we did take it back with the knight, of course, then we actually have a symmetrical pawn structure with 4 on the king side, 2 on the queen side. So it would take a lot of work for him to beat me. He can also take back with the pawn, which I'm also happy with, because now I have something to play against. He has the IQP. He might push it immediately to gain more space. I don't know, but if it does that, now the e5 and c5 squares open up for me. So it's totally fine. Like, there is, like, either way it takes, black is fine. I don't take. I go bishop b7. I'm like, I'm just gonna develop my knight to d2 and maybe go queen c7. Maybe go queen. That's kind of it, actually. That's kind of it. And very quickly after rook d1, I was like, I'm gonna go knight c6. At first I thought knight d2 to develop my pieces like this, but I was like, queen f4 could happen, and I was like, where's my queen going? I guess in hindsight, so like queen c8, of course, and maybe queen c5, and then I put my rook on d8. That seems fine. It probably would have gone queen h4, which is what she did later in the game anyways. But I went knight c6 instead. I'm like, okay, I'm going to attack him And now if he goes queen f4, I go queen c8 or queen b8. But it's kind of ridiculous to do this. Like, there's no reason to do this. Like, I should have just taken the queen. And then if he took back with the rook, like, I attack it with tempo. And, like, now if he goes back, then, like, well, he can't go there. If he goes, like, back, then I just go here. And then if he goes here, well, now we have a completely, once again, we have some completely symmetrical pawn structure. So, you know, I might go king f8. Maybe. I don't have to. I could also go... This might work tactically. I haven't calculated it. Because, I mean, like, if he takes, and takes, well, now my bishop defends. And if he takes immediately, then I can take. And if he takes, back rank mate, of course. And if he takes and takes, this is also fine. So yeah, so I could probably play 94 there. Anyways, doesn't matter. So I really should have just taken the queen. I really should have. And I don't know why. I don't know. I just wanted the queens on the board. But, like, no, I calculated that my queen's awkward. Like, I calculated that. But I just, like, I'm not going to do it. So I don't. I go back to knight c6. Everybody's queen h4. And I don't have that many good. I realized queen c7 doesn't really seem that nice because of knight b5. Maybe knight b5 is a waste of a move. But also, like, where the heck is my knight going? Like, I have to go back. And now his bishop's open. And he's going to go knight here. And this is a huge threat. I know I probably have to go here. And maybe I'm okay. You know, maybe. There's a chance I could be okay. But it looks unpleasant to say the least. But maybe it's okay. I don't know. Actually, it has an interesting move. Bishop takes is a very interesting move. Because if pawn takes, haha, your pawn structure sucks. Like, that's actually a legitimate argument to make. And if bishop takes, when I take on h6 and 30 and h7, so you have to take. So actually, yeah, if this position did happen, this looks very bad for black. Okay, anyways. So I should have traded queens. I don't. Play knight c6, he plays queen h4. I go queen c8 with the idea of going queen f5, but he plays h3 to stop me from going queen g4 and trading queens. Because if I trade queens, it's a symmetrical pawn structure and it's very hard for me to lose. I wish I would have had an opportunity to trade queens before. So I go queen f5. He goes knight d5, and I calculated this. And you know, before I played knight queen f5, I was like, okay, if he plays knight d5, I can take. And if he takes back with the rook, I can go queen here, and then he can go here, and I can go here. He can also, you know, after knight takes, he can probably also throw in this. I think this also works to throw in, and then go here, and then I go here. And life goes on. If he goes here, I could go here probably. But then he could like take, and then take. So maybe that's not good. But I also don't have to. I don't have to go rook d8. Maybe I'll just take this pawn instead. And maybe that's okay. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I don't care. So I probably had to go for this and just be uncomfortable and die in a million moves. Instead of doing that, I'm like, wait a second. I have a better move. Rook a d8. I'm going to, so now if he takes, I'm going to take, and if he takes, you know, I can either take back with the queen or take back with the pawn. And now I've solved the issue of the d-file. The d-file issue has been solved because now I'm contesting for control. And if we trade, perfectly good for me. I mean, it's uncomfortable, but I have knight e5 coming up next, attacking the knight and the bishop. Life is good. Nothing's wrong here. I'm happy. Life is okay. And then he plays knight d4, and I'm dead lost. Game's over. Because knight e7 is a fork of the queen and king, and I knew that. But I just thought I could play rook a8 attacking his knight. But he just has an in-between move, and I don't have a good answer. And yeah, it's like, it's game over. There's not there's nothing for me to really do here. I mean, if I go here, he's going to take and fork, so that's not good. If I go, I can't defend this pawn. For example, if I go here, then he can take, and check, and win my queen. So it really is game over after knight d4. I play a few more moves. I play queen e5. He takes my knight. I take his bishop. He takes my rook. Or he takes my pawn first with check, and then takes my rook. And I'm like, okay, let's, knight e4. I'm attacking f2, and then maybe I'll go bishop. But the idea is, like, if he plays a lazy move, like, well, not even a lazy move, like a do nothing move, then I can play bishop f6. He loses control of f2, and let's say he goes here. Then I can go check, and I'm like, ooh, maybe I have something. Maybe I have something. I mean, I'm lost. I'm just playing fast and, allowing, seeing what he does. I was going to resign soon because he can just take my bishop. He can just take my bishop, and then I go bishop f6, take my knight. Like, he can totally do this. But he finds a fancy finish, which is to take the pawn on f7 with check. My king has no legal moves. I have to take back. And now he takes on g6 with check and plays queen d8, and it's going to be checkmate very soon. If I go bishop f8, my rook's pinned, so that's checkmate. If that's it, actually. that's it. So instead of just like taking all my pieces, he checkmates me, which seems more efficient. And yeah, I got destroyed. I got probably destroyed. Really, I don't blame myself too much for blundering, just because the position, like blundering knight d4. I mean, that's bad, but like my position is uncomfortable to begin with, and like it's really tough. Like, I need to defend better, but still, it's hard. Chess is hard. What really makes zero sense is why I didn't trade queens. Like, anyone in their right mind trades queens here. How? Like, my queen's uncomfortable. Like, his queen has better long-term prospects than my queen. Well, maybe not long-term, but short-term prospects. And I want to trade queens. Like, theoretically, I wanted to trade queens because if he doesn't take back with the pawn, it's a completely symmetrical pawn structure. If he does take back with the pawn, it's an isolated pawn. Like, maybe he'll do something with it, but I don't care. I'm just trying to stay alive. So this game was a real blunder for me. But it is what it is. It is what it is. So I'm gonna call it there. I'm gonna hit the game review. I will see you guys in the next one.